Welcome to this Q&A session for Zen Golf. We'll go for about 20 minutes. Again, if you have a question, you can either write it in the chat box or just put the word question, and I'll unmute you and call on you. And we had one that was emailed in that I can start with while you're thinking about your own questions. So this question was, how do I keep from peaking? I come up out of the shot and look to see where it's going. And no matter how hard I try, I just look up. And the person said, I know I'm supposed to keep my head down, which isn't a good thought particularly. And I'm supposed to keep my eye on the ball, which I don't like that too tight a focus. But what you can do using that kind of focus is a tip that I got from a Hall of Fame golfer, Amy Alcott. And that was, try to see the moment when the club face impacts the ball. Whether it's a driver, you're off the tee, or an iron or fairway wood from the fairway, try to see that moment when it impacts the ball. And you, as you can imagine, if you're swinging and you're watching for that moment, where will your head and eyes be looking? Right there. And the club will go by, and then you look up. So it's very, very effective. And that's the answer to that question. To keep from looking up, try to watch that moment when the club face hits the ball. And it'll be gone before you even have a chance to look up. And then you can follow the flight. And probably you'll be happier when you do look up to see that ball. If you come up out of the shot, very often you don't even have to look up. It's gone zooming along the ground. So this also connects with a technique that I advocate for chipping and pitching around the green. Now, in that case, people often are trying to hit the ball and then they immediately follow the flight of the ball up and sometimes anticipate so that they are peeking and looking up to see where it's going to go before they even hit it. But it's really important, if you understand chipping and pitching, that it's not about hitting the ball. It's about how you make the club head go through the grass or skid through the tight lie. If it's a very tight lie, it's still going through or along the grass. Whether it's digging in or skidding across using the bounce, whatever it is, you want to watch as the club head goes through the grass and watch how it goes through the grass. And again, that will keep you focused here and not peeking to see how it's going to turn out. And I think we look even more quickly on those short shots because we really want them to turn out really well near the hole. So we're coming right up out of them. But if you watch to see how the club head passes through the grass and hold your finish and then look, you're going to have a lot more success. The same thing applies in a bunker, especially because in a bunker, unless it's a fairway bunker, you're trying to hit the ball first, like you would on the fairway. But in a greenside bunker, you're usually not even trying to hit the ball. You don't want to hit the ball. Otherwise, it's going to go flying right over the green. So what you do is you want to watch how the club head is going to go through the sand with the intention of entering the sand behind the ball and then staying through the sand, in the sand, without going very deep, as long as you can before it comes up and out, past the ball. So watch how the club's going to go through the sand, and that keeps you from coming up out of the shot and blading it, catching it, and either hitting it into the lip of the bunker or sending it flying over the green. Both not so good images. The better image is to picture yourself scooping out and digging through, not too deep, but digging through a couple of handfuls of sand, and how you would swing to throw those handfuls of sand onto the green. And that's going to give you a better image in your mind. Throwing handfuls of sand onto the green rather than thinking about how the ball is going to come out. So I hope that's helpful. Any questions come to mind that you want to write into the chat? Please do. I don't see anything yet. So in the meantime, I'll share with you a couple of questions that the kids asked in the program that I taught. And one of the main ones had to do with feeling badly about themselves, or I think it's feeling bad about yourself. I had a lesson on that on language. Feeling badly means that you're not very good at feeling. But feeling bad that's how you feel bad. So they would feel bad after hitting a bad shot or a bad hole or a couple of bad holes. And how to let go of that. We do tend to be very judgmental. Golfers tend to be really good critics. You know, if we don't hit a shot perfectly, we can tell you half a dozen things that are wrong with it, just almost instantaneously. Oh, I pushed it, I pulled it, too high, too low, hit it a little fat, hit it a little thin. I even had a friend who complained about a shot that ended up getting a good bounce and being a hole in one. So we're pretty good at complaining and judging. The ideal is, if you do that, you actually get in the way of learning from the shot. So what you do is, in your post-shot routine, acknowledge what happened. Say, that is not what I had in mind. But instead of beating yourself up about it, say, where did that come from? What caused that? And take a moment to reflect on the shot you hit and make another swing that you wish you'd made, and feel what the difference is. We call that erase and replace. So you want to erase that swing that you made from your mind and replace it with a swing you wish you'd made, a better swing, a better shot. And identify what got in the way there. What got in the way? Was it something mental in my preparation? Was I afraid of how the shot was going to turn out? Was I trying to protect it from going one direction or another, or help it to do the shape that I wanted it to do, but I didn't really trust? Any of those interfere with making the best swing that you're able to make. And then make a strong intention that you're going to have a fresh start. And sometimes taking a nice deep cleansing breath, get that out of my system, is very helpful. I even tell some kids, you know, just pull the curtains closed on that last hole, or shut the door on that last hole and turn around and walk away. Take a fresh start. So all of those things are helpful. But if you resolve what happened, you won't hold on to the negativity as long. And you'll have a plan on how to make a better shot or play the hole better next time. It might not have been the swing. You might have hit a good shot, but really picked too risky a target, or chosen the wrong club, or not paid attention to the elevation or the wind. All of those you acknowledge, you resolve that that's the cause of the result, and then you let go and move on and make again, just like the intention that we make to be more mindful through the day, we make the intention to be more mindful of our planning on the next shot, and be aware of being able to accept what those results are going to be on the shot that we choose so that we don't have to interfere and protect against a bad result. Okay, I hope that was helpful. And I see a question. Imagine that you hit a shot in a deep bunker in an important tournament. Well, that, you only want to do this in an important tournament, not an unimportant tournament, right? Okay, so I think what you mean by important tournament is you're feeling a lot of pressure. Where does that pressure come from? It comes from you making a big deal out of it. A tournament is a tournament. It's on a golf course. Yeah, it's going to have these energies with it, but the more you let that occupy your mind, the more interference you're going to feel in being able to execute the shot. So let's start with, don't regard it so important. Just say, it's a deep bunker on a golf course. All right. You tried twice to get out of the bunker, but the ball is still in the bunker. What would be the mental procedure? Okay. Well, first of all, I would assess the situation before I tried the second time and say, first, did I execute the shot the way I wanted to? And maybe I didn't allow for enough loft on my club to actually get over that deep bunker. Sometimes you can't aim at the pin. When I've played in Scotland with those bunkers with the straight up face and I'm only a foot away, there's no way I'm going to be able to hit it. And the smart play may be to hit it out sideways. You're going to have a lot easier shot to chip and putt on the next ones than to be in the bunker again. So the order that I always approach trouble shots, and this is really helpful, no matter what kind of trouble you're in, is out, then on, then close. If you're trying to get close to the pin or close to the green before you're sure that you got out of trouble, you're going to leave yourself in trouble. So first priority is to get out. And if that means not getting on the green, but just getting out, that's what you have to do. Then you try to get on, and then you worry about close, if you can sure that you take care of those first two. So you need to say, did I choose the wrong angle of approach? Should I have played out sideways or even backwards to get out of the bunker? That's your first question. Then if you say, no, I can hit this club. I had plenty of loft. What I tried to do was to get too cute and just barely get out of the bunker. So now we get to another question. Did I try to cut it too close? Or did I leave myself enough margin for the different kinds of results I might get? And that's where the rather method comes in. Because if you're in that deep bunker and you're trying to get out, would you rather be past the pin or would you rather leave it in the bunker? Pretty easy answer. I'd rather be past the pin. So you take a swing that isn't just going to barely get you out of the bunker, even if the flagstick is just barely on the green there. You say, I'm going to fly this all the way to the middle of the green, which is going to take the risk out of it. And if you're being careful, everything tightens up. And you're probably going to make a more decelling swing and leave yourself in the bunker. So this will answer your actual question. What would be the mental procedure? It would be to recognize, I got too cute. I got too careful. I need to play a shot that's going to definitely get me out of the bunker and not worry about how close it's going to be to the pin, or not worry how far I'm going to get down the fairway. My priority is getting out. I'm going to take care of that and not worry about anything else. So that's your answer. Do you have any more on that question? Or another question? So can I tell people what, oh, everyone sees the chat. So it's Marcella. That was the Polish championship. The truth is I wanted to be on the green and there was another bunker behind the green. I understand. So I'm going to unmute you, Marcel. We're going to have a conversation about this, okay? Come on, you can do it. Can you unmute? Should be.
Hello.
Hello, how are
Hello,
you?
Joe. I'm fine, thank you.
I don't mean to embarrass you, but I hope that it's okay.
No, I love it. I love it. Just sorry about my English. Greetings from Poland.
I'm sorry about my Polish. I don't have any. Okay, so yeah, so you're in a deep bunker.
Yes.
And you didn't want to go into the bunker behind the green.
Exactly.
Now, if you feel like there's too much chance of both of those results, either leaving it in the bunker or going over, was there a place you could play out to the side?
On the right side, there was out of bounds.
Probably
That
not
was on the
a good
right
idea.
side.
Probably
On the
not.
left side were trees.
Okay.
That was a hard shot.
What about behind you?
No.
You
No,
know,
the trees are no.
actually, I think that it's sometimes harder to have a short shot over a bunker onto the green than to play out of the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the most important thing there is to take the club that's going to play, make the swing that's going to take you enough to get out of the bunker, not to go over. And then it's really important because of you're thinking about the bunker on the other side of the green. The danger is taking too little sand and hitting the ball too far. So that's where the idea to decide how much sand you're going to take and really watch the club go through the sand so you don't have the idea of lifting it up and coming out and hit it with too little sand and send it too far. Yeah, so that's really the key. And I was just communicating with a friend of mine who's a great bunker player, and I saw on Gary Player's Twitter feed him playing a beautiful shot out of a bunker. He's one of the best. And he had this particular instruction for an image for how the club goes through the sand. Have the club head go through the sand as if it were a match head that you were striking on a matchbox. You know how you would, so that that's where the speed happens, through the sand, like you're striking a match on a matchbox. And that gives you the best there. Doug's got a matchbox. Look at that. That's a great illustration. Striking the match. He's going to do it. Watch. Oh, good job. Could you see that, Marcella?
There we go.
That's it. So it's
Thank you, Doug.
Through the sand. And that's going to give you the best result. And that's what you can have confidence in.
Okay, that's lovely.
Now, the image I like is, imagine the ball that it's sitting on those two handfuls of sand, that much sand. And you make your practice swings with the feeling of how hard a swing would I need to make that if those two handfuls of sand somehow magically stayed together, how hard a swing would I need to make to throw those handfuls of sand all the way into the hole, not short of the hole, but into the hole. And that image gives you a pretty good feel for how the hard a swing you need to make for the ball to come out. So if you had imagined that and visualized those 2 handfuls of sand flying all the way to the hole and use that as the image for how hard you wanted to swing, that's going to give you a good result.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if you hit, let's say, if you hit the bad shot, right? You are still in a bunker. Would you use some kind of mental, like breathing, or you imagine you have the crystal, just just to calm down, because there's an incredible stress. Your body, hands, you are shaking. Your heart is beating like crazy.
Absolutely.
What would you use to calm down?
Okay, what I would do would be I would climb out of the bunker. I would climb out of the bunker. I would turn my back to it, look out at the space, take a couple of breaths, maybe 3, until you felt your energy slow down and your energy move down into your legs, right? Not just up here, but and really back into you're having an out-of-body experience when you do that. When you leave that ball in the bunker, your mind has left your body.
Yep.
You're having an out-of-body experience, so you got to go, okay, I'm out of here. Okay, and you breathe. Step and you're out of the bunker, and then you turn around and you pretend that it's your first shot.
Okay.
Okay. And you plan it. You say, okay, what do we have here? And you make your practice swings outside the bunker.
Okay, just to start the procedure, as always.
Complete fresh start.
Okay, that's great, because there is not that much time.
Yeah, there is. There is that much time. You can take the time. You can walk right out of that. You can walk right out of there and just say 3 breaths. Breathe.
Exactly.
Take a start. Nobody's going to blame you at all.
Thank you.
Right? I mean, just all you have to do is switch positions. If you were watching your fellow competitor and they did that, would you want to say, hey, hurry up and play it again?
No.
All you would think is, oh, I'm so glad that's not me.
Yes.
And you would say, take all the time you need. I understand. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's correct.
Joni,
thank you so much.
Joan has a question. I'm gonna unmute. I'm gonna ask her to unmute. You got to hit your button, Joan.
Yeah.
There
Did you see the question I wrote?
I did not see it yet. Let's see.
Okay, I didn't know. I've never done that before.
No, I don't see it in the chat. So go ahead and ask.
Okay.
And we're gonna wrap up after this one.
Okay. I'm having a problem listening to my fellow competitors complain, analyze, discuss, beat themselves about every shot they hit, every single shot, and it gets into your head and it interferes with your own thinking, and you just want to make them stop. I mean, it wouldn't matter if they hit a good shot or a bad shot. They have to make a comment about every shot.
Okay. Now, are they doing that while you're getting ready to play your shot?
No, they'll do it right after they hit their shot. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh my God, I used the wrong club. You know, all that. How do you keep that?
Okay, can you see by the dawn's early light? You put your hands over your ears and you sing something.
It just sort of disrupts the Zen quality.
I understand. The first thing you have to do is laugh. Okay. and say, you know, and you don't need to make a comment, but you can make a comment to yourself.
Yeah.
You can say, you should be on the Golf Channel as a commentator, right? See, right? Oh. Okay. So you're rolling your eyes and doing a little oy vey,
right?
But what you need to do is have a sense of humor and change your reference and just say, you know, laugh about it. Say, what do you think? Are you auditioning for the Golf Channel?
Right. So you just say that to yourself.
You can say that even. You say, oh, wow, your commentary is so thorough. I guess are you auditioning for the Golf Channel? No, you don't want to do that. They're going to get mad at you and everything.
Right,
You say that to yourself and you hum to yourself. Humming is also, by the way, very relaxing.
Mm.
So you just hum to yourself and listen to your humming rather than their words.
Right.
You also want to hear them as sounds and not as words. Because if you were playing and there were a bunch of crows in the tree going, you know, after a while you just tune it out.
Right.
So think of them as birds going, or
They're not talking to me. They're talking to themselves, you know?
well, that's what I'm saying. The birds aren't talking to you
Right,
either.
right.
They're talking to themselves in the tree.
Yeah.
So just imagine they're birds talking, and if you were in India, you could imagine that they were monkeys talking to themselves. So just imagine you're at the zoo and you happen to be playing in the monkey, there's a golf course in the monkey cage. In the monkey, it's not a cage, it's in the monkey San Diego Zoo monkey preserve. You're playing in the monkey preserve and the monkeys are talking about, yeah, but they're just chattering monkeys. They're not people. And you'll laugh and then you hum to yourself and listen to that rather than those sounds until it's time for you to play your shot.
Even if it's yourself and you hit a terrible shot, you should not discuss it because it disrupts other people. I mean,
You do not talk about it to somebody else. You can say, oh my God, where did that come from?
Why does everybody feel they have to make a comment about every, you know what I mean? Good, but
not everybody has to. Maybe it's certain club members that have to.
Okay.
Not everybody does, you know?
Yeah.
Ben Hogan never did that.
Well, I feel like people think they have to apologize.
Some people do. Not everybody. Not
make
everybody.
Excuses for why they hit such a bad shot. And nobody else cares.
That is completely true.
Right.
It's not true that everybody needs to do that, but it's totally true that no one cares.
Right.
Right. And you can say, excuse me, but I think you've got me confused for somebody who cares
Yeah.
about what you think about your shot. No,
Right.
you don't want to say, I'm having some fun here. You don't want to say that.
No.
But you can think that. You see, you can have those amusing thoughts to yourself. Tell yourself those jokes, you know, and you know, say, is that all? Any, you know,
You know what I mean.
Yeah. You can
Don't
say,
you?
yeah, you can hold the pretend microphone up to them.
Right.
So what do you think of that shot? What's the Golf Channel commentator?
Yeah.
You know, and just have fun with it. Otherwise, it will drive you absolutely mad. Okay, so I have an example, and this is what I did. So you can try this. It might work for you. I was out with a member at the club where I teach. And we were joined by somebody who also plays there. Not a member, but he plays there often.
Was that Ojai?
Yeah, up in Ojai.
Yeah.
And this guy had a deep, booming voice. Every shot that my friend, who's also a student of mine, was shooting, he would have a comment and he would give him instruction. It was driving me
That is
nuts.
even worse. Yeah.
Even worse, driving me crazy. So after the first couple of holes, which I bogeyed, it was bothering me. I was not enjoying myself.
Yeah.
And at one point I said, I know what I'll do. I said, so are you a teaching professional or what, you know?
Oh, yeah.
When I think I said something like, so when did you get your PGA certification? And I said, are you a PGA teaching pro? And he said, no, I got my certification from the Golf World Online Special Online Golf Academy. And I went, oh boy, this is going to be harder than I thought. So he actually did think he was an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, okay, so after the third hole that I bogeyed all 3 holes, and I go, okay, I got to do something here.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell myself that I'm having the best time I could possibly have on a golf course. And I just said it over and over. I said, I'm having the best time I could possibly have on a golf course. I'm having the best time I could possibly have on a golf course. I'm having the best. And I said it over, and it was like I was hypnotizing myself. And that was all that was in my mind. And I got up on the tee, and I had a really good drive. And I said, that was great. I am having the best time I could possibly have on the golf course. And then I hit my next shot really well. And I stopped. His voice actually got quieter. It didn't actually get quieter, but it got quieter in my head.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wasn't hearing it as much, and it wasn't bothering me as much. And
do.
I was having a very good time and I actually shot under par for the rest of the round and had a great time on the golf course. And I went, wow, that really worked. So I want to give you that as something to try, and just say, just say it to yourself over and over and over again. And then enjoy the shot that you hit. And as far as your own commentary, do the post-shot routine I told you about. Take a breath, say, where did that come from? Make a swing that you wish you'd made and replace it. So you leave the spot with a good swing and say, I need to not rush it from the top, or I need to pick a better target because I was really afraid of going to the left, or something like that. And then you've resolved it, you go and you let it go. Okay?
One more thing. Can you record this?
This is recorded.
No, can you send it to me? Because I want to send it to my daughter.
You don't have know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say goodbye, and then I'll explain it too. So because I have to wrap up the recording.
Okay.
So, and I will explain it now to everybody. This is recorded, and it will be posted on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, good.
drjoeparent.com.
Yay.
It's going to be posted on my YouTube channel. Hopefully by the end of the week. And you'll be able to go and you just look in the playlists, and the mindfulness session that we did today will be in the mindfulness playlist, and this golf session will be in the golf playlist. So I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you all, hopefully in a couple of weeks. We're going to do this 2 weeks from today at noon Pacific time on Wednesday, and that would be the 17th. So see you then. Bye-bye.